Welcome back to the Retro Union Collectors channel today, and today we are taking a look at Gigawatt, or Gigawatt, as Doc Brown would say. This is a Transformers Back to the Future crossover figure here, and this is super cool. So taking a look at the packaging here, I believe this is what the G1 packaging kind of looked like. And you got the whole Back to the Future 35th anniversary stuff up there. He's an Autobot. It's a nice picture of him. It says Gigawatt or Gigawatt, however you want to say it. Get that. I like that little logo they got going there. On this side, they got a picture of Gigawatt. On the back here, got this cool picture. So that says Back to the Future, or Back to the Future 2. The actual figure's license plate says Out of Time. It says it right down there. I don't know if you can see that or not. The camera kind of freaked out. But here is all of his tech specs. You can read that if you want to. He's a time traveler. Very cool. So we got another picture of him. Top has some very brief transformation instructions. And bottom shows you I got it for $30 at GameStop. And yeah, bringing the character back into here though. So this is Gigawatt right here. And this character is super cool. You can see he's got kind of like a brushed steel kind of effect going on here. I don't know if you can see that too well on camera, but it's even like kind of textured. Looks super cool. Got a lot of molded in detail down here. These tires do move. I'll show you that in DeLorean mode. We got the DeLorean, the gull-wing doors back here. The whole the whole time travel machine all down here. Very cool looking. Here's his gun. His gun included here. It's made out of gray plastic, and then it has this piece on the top that says Mr. Fusion. And now I have seen Back to the Future, the first one, I think one time, so I'm not sure exactly what this is. But it's very cool. It can come off. It can either go at the top here or at the back here. But there is a comic book of this dude, and from what I've seen so far, it seems like he has that on the top, so that's how I put it on mine. He's got this big flux capacitor looking thing up here. And he has a whole bunch of dates here, and I believe these are the dates that they travel to in the movies. Again, I've only seen the movie, I think, one time, so I'm not 100% sure what that is. But very cool looking figure here. For some comparisons here, I will bust out. He is actually a heavy retool. Well, not even really that heavy. He's just a retool of the Siege Sideswipe mold, which I have here, the Generation Selects deep cover. And I'll show you some similarities with them here. They're essentially the same mold, but the arms seem to be exactly the same, except for Gigawatt has this piece up here that fills out part of the DeLorean mode. Whereas the Sideswipe mold, this piece here just folds down and tabs in. This piece here actually pegs in to the two sides and then folds down, with the wheels folded up and everything in there. But other than that, like the legs, like they fold in like that, and this piece here folds down. Like it's essentially the same mold, just with a lot of modifications. But very cool looking. So he is about exactly the same height as deep cover here. And then we can look at him next to Kingdom/Earthrise leader Optimus Prime. And Optimus is quite a bit bigger than him. They look very cool next to each other though. Get him out of there, and we can grab the Earthrise Thundercracker here. And again, Thundercracker is quite a bit bigger, but they look very good next to each other. And being that he is a retool of a War for Cybertron character, he scales really well with all of those. So we can go ahead and get him transformed. If you want to see the transformation guide, make sure to click right up here. I will have it linked right up there if that is something you want to see, but as for now, I'm just going to go ahead and get him transformed. And here we are in the very, very, very cool looking DeLorean alt mode here. This is obviously the DeLorean from the Back to the Future franchise. And I think they did an awesome job on this. I mean, how badass does it get? Look at this. This thing looks like it's straight out of the movie. And it's insane to think that this is just a retool of that Siege Sideswipe mold, which looks like this for comparison. So I'm like, there they are together. This is Gigawatt, and this is the mold it comes from. And like, wow, how did they change it that much with keeping it that similar, if that makes sense? This is the coolest thing. So it does have a few cool things to point out here. So we can grab his gun here. This Mr. Fusion thing right here can come off, and it can get plugged in right up here. I think it goes this way. There we go. And it just sits out there. It actually holds fairly well. Like, it's a weird little connection port, but it works pretty decently. And underneath here, oh, that's the wrong gun. Underneath here, we can take his gun, and there is a peg right there that they have conveniently put right there to hold the gun. And then it just looks like it's part of the DeLorean, you know? Hides very well. And finally, it can actually, you can fold these wheels down here. And this is on 2 hinges here. I like to just fold the smaller hinge, the one that clicks. If you have it, you'll know what I mean by that, the one that clicks. Just click them down, and then it is in its crazy hover mode from the movies, which is very, very cool looking. And he also does have one more accessory that works a little bit better in vehicle mode here, but taking it out of the box, it is a little bent at the top here. But this is the little hook, and like I said, I haven't seen the movie recently, and I think I've only seen it once. I'm not entirely sure exactly what this is, but I'm guessing those of you who have seen the movie more than me will know exactly what that is. But very, very cool. It's just made out of this soft rubbery material, and it came out of the box a little bent up, so just a warning on that. And one more warning here, some paint apps here. If you see these black stripes here, I'm going to use this gun to point at this. This area right here likes to, when you transform and the door clips down, the paint kind of chips off right there. If you see, that side's worse. But I mean, it's a minor defect, and from here you don't even notice it, but it is there. I do notice it up close. And these little wires are also they're rubber. They're like a soft plastic rubber. So is this up here. But all in all, this Gigawatt is an awesome figure, and I would recommend anybody who is into Transformers or Back to the Future, or especially both, to get this, because this is a very, very cool addition to my collection. But I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you stick around for more videos. We just hit 25 subscribers, so thank you everybody for that, and have a good night.